Guys, welcome back to Vitale Style. Today I'm doing this really requested makeup tutorial. I actually wore this several weeks ago in a vlog when we were going to New York City, and I had so many people ask for a tutorial, so I figured I'd bring it to you. I'm calling this like an antique gold sparkly eye because it's exactly what it is. It's using a Makeup Geek pigment that I recently purchased that I'm absolutely in love with. I'm overall in love with the whole look. It's really simple on the face and the lips, but it's really kind of blingy and fun on the eyes. Keep in mind that I did already have my eyebrows applied at this point when I started the tutorial, and if you want to see how I do apply my eyebrows, then make sure you check out my video on how my eyebrow routine. But it's fun, it's sparkly, it's perfect for the holiday season if you have any parties to go to, or if you just want to feel a little bit more festive if you're going out on town. This is definitely a look to do. So if you want to know how I did this look, then keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is take my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Bold Gold, and I'm going to apply this all over my lower lid. I don't want this to go over the crease, so I'm just going to keep it on the lid. Now, I will say that because we're working with a pigment, and this pigment specifically is just so chunky, I mean, it's absolutely out of this world beautiful, but it is pretty chunky and glittery. I definitely suggest you doing your eye makeup first, because as you will see, I'm going to be covered in sparkles by the time we're done. I'm just going to take just a round brush like so, and just to buff out that edge. Now I'm going to go in with my Makeup Geek pigment in Utopia. Whoa, buddy. And I mean, look at that. That is stunning. I'm going to take a flat brush, and this is an E55 from Sigma, and I'm going to just spray it with my Fix Plus because I feel like it just intensifies that color so much more, and it just applies much easier. It doesn't have as much fallout. And then just pat all over your lid. The lower part of your lid. Don't even bother going to the crease because we are going to touch this up a little bit later after we apply our crease color. Okay, now that you have that kind of in the lower part of the lid, don't worry, we're going to go back to it. We're going to work on our crease now, and I'm going to take this color here. These are all from Makeup Geek. I'm going to just reference them by the name instead of pulling them out. Creme Brulee and Cocoa Bear. And I'm going to take these on a fluff-free brush like so. This is from Target. Just a corner brush. I'm just going to mix those two together. I'm going to run that into my crease. I'm then going in with this Makeup Geek brush, which is just a crease brush, and Corrupt from Makeup Geek. I'm just going to tap it in ever so lightly, just at the tip, and this is going to go right into that crease, just to deepen it and make things a little bit more intense. As you can see, that's pretty sort of harsh, so I'm going to take a more of a flexible brush, and this is the E45 by Sigma, and I'm just going to blend this back and forth for maybe about 20 seconds or so, or until that black is really well blended out. Going back in with Cocoa Bear, that sort of reddish brown. I'm going to go right on top of that black. I'm trying to create sort of a really sort of smoked out look, and I don't want just black. I want to have like, I don't know, like a build of color so that's a little bit more unique and not so harsh. That looks good. We're going to go back in with our pigment. Same brush. I'm not going to spray it again because it's still a little bit wet. And now I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. Oh, how beautiful is that? It is like having a disco ball on your eyeballs. It is stunning. How gorgeous is that? You know, one of the things I love about the holiday season, apart from the food, is that you can dress up with, you know, your makeup and go all glittery. Now, this is essentially pretty much done. We just have to apply brow bone color and all that sort of easy, fun stuff. Like, really, the glitter does all the work for you. I'm going to take a small little angled brush like so. I'm going to dip it into Shimma. And this is going to go into the inner corner, and I'm going to drag it in just a little tiny bit so there's like a gradation from light to dark. And I think that once you put on your eyeliner, this really will come together really easily. It tends to, when you're working with glitter or sparkles, it tends to kind of look messy. until you pull off the whole thing. Perfect. Now we're going to go in with the eyeliner. I'm using a gel liner from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline gel liner. And just a bent Sonia Kashuk brush. This one's perfect. I'm actually just going to wipe that off for just a second. Okay, I'm going to dip that in there. And you can make your wing as thick or as thin as you'd like. I always start at the corner. And then work my way in. Perfect. Oh, I just love the way this looks. And now it's going to look so messy under here, but just wait until we clean everything up and then the whole thing will come together. I'm going in with this brush once again. This is the E45 from Sigma, and I'm going back in with Corrupt. Just ever so lightly, just kind of tap it in, and then just kind of into the very outer corner just to connect your wing and to intensify things just a little bit more. You don't want to bring it in too much. Awesome. Now we're going to get going on the rest of the face, and then we'll finish the eyes at the last minute. I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm going to get rid of all of this glitter, because if I try to use a makeup brush, I'm just spreading it all around. Okay. I'm then going to go in with the primer. I'm using my Benefit Stay Flawless 15-hour primer. Now this primer got a really, like, not a lot of people like it. Kind of got a bad rep, but I do think it's because people are just using it wrong. I think on top of this primer, you really have to use something like a beauty blender to apply your foundation, and also make sure you apply foundation like the Revlon Nearly Naked, which is what I'm using today, on top of it. And you don't want something matte and heavy, because the whole point of this thing is I feel like it really locks in your makeup, which is why I like using a beauty blender with it, because you can set it in place rather than smearing it, because it is so thick. It is almost like glue, but I really like it. So I'm just gonna dot my foundation all over my face. This is gonna give me a little bit of color as well, because it's just a tad dark for me right now, but homegirl over here needs to self-tan. I'm going to just use my beauty blender, a damp beauty blender, and then just pat that all in place. Next, I'm going in with my Armani Corrector in number 2. Now, I really do prefer to do this step before I put on my foundation, but 9 times out of 10, I forget. So I'm just going to apply it and then just tap it in with my ring finger. I feel like that works much better than just kind of rubbing it, because then you're smearing it all over the place, and the whole point of this is to kind of press it into your trouble area, you could say. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go in with concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Light. Hey, by the way, how do you guys like my new background? I switched rooms, so now my husband is in his office is in my old makeup room, and I switched to this room because it's so much easier to film, and honestly, you have no idea how many videos I would film and then I couldn't upload them because the lighting was awful, because the lighting just didn't work in that room. So, just blending this out with the other side of my beauty blender. Beautiful. And to set it so that it doesn't go anywhere, I'm just going to be using my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder with my Laura Geller bent brush. I don't even know what this brush is or where I got it from, but that's quite alright. This makes it really so that your concealer doesn't budge, doesn't crease, stays on, and gives you just a little tiny bit extra brightness, I guess. And then to powder the rest of the face, I'm using my Physicians Formula Mineral Powder and this big Sidonolase 813 brush. I like this brush with this powder because if you apply it with a really dense brush, it can apply too much and make you look cakey, so we don't want that. This just kind of applies a really thin layer of it. And I just love this powder so much. It's so fine. It gives you decent coverage. I mean, it is like a powder foundation, so you could wear this on its own, but with a really sort of light application, it can really make your foundation, whatever foundation you have underneath, if it's a light coverage foundation, just gives you a little extra coverage. And now I'm going to go in with bronzer. I am using my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural and Give Me Sun, and just a contour brush from Sigma. This is the angled F40. I'm going to go under the jaw, forehead, sides of the nose, under the jaw. Great. And now for blush, I'm using a Physicians Formula Happy Booster blush in Rose. And this is a Real Techniques blush brush. I'm just going to swirl it in, tap it, and then just run this on the back of the cheek. I like this blush because it's a subtle, it's not too dark, but it just kind of makes your cheeks that perfect pink color that really goes well with any look, in my opinion. It's so pretty. And I like to blend the two together with this brush. This is it's a bronzer brush by Equal Tools. It's beautiful. Just blend those two together, and you can always take your beauty blender and go and just kind of pat that right under your contour. Just if you drag your contour and blush a little bit too low, this just cleans things up and puts it back into the right place. Now what I'm going to do is just finish my lower lash line because I do feel like it needs a little bit of something. So I'm just going to use this brush again, the Makeup Geek brush. I'm going back in with Cocoa Bear and run that under the eye. It's so adorably pretty. That made absolutely no sense, but that's okay. We'll go with it. And then we're going to go in with I'm looking for, here we go, this will work. My Urban Decay, this is the Zero Glide On, 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Zero. I'm going to tight line. I usually just always do that. And then on the waterline, in your waterline. We are going to go in with a highlighter, and I'm using a Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in Bronze and just a Sigma F35. I'm going with the two top colors because they're the lightest colors in the palette, and running that on top of the cheekbone, on the nose. This is so beautiful. I love me some highlighters. I don't know, I think highlighter is like my favorite part of any makeup look. I just love that sort of bronze glowy look because I think it looks good in the summer. It looks good any time of year, especially for me that I don't have you know, hardly any oil in my skin. I need a little bit of glow and shine. I'm gonna set everything with my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray, and this is like the perfect mist, by the way. And I like to do that step before I put on my mascara because I find that every time I do that when I put on my mascara, what happens is my mascara, because it's wet, it's kind of transfers to the top of my eyelid. I'm then going to curl my lashes with my eyelash curler, and then do a couple of coats of my Maybelline Rocket mascara. Now, you could definitely wear falsies with this, and I would if I was going out, but I'm not. So I'm actually going to be filming a Laura in the Kitchen video, and I don't want my eyelashes to be like, whoa. So I'm just going to apply a couple of coats of mascara, top and bottom. See, it's transferring a little bit. That's okay. Once it dries, we can clean it up with a Q-tip really quickly. And now for lips, because we kind of sort of have this smoky, pretty dramatic eye look, I'm going to do a nude lip, like a peachy nude lip. I'm going to fill in my whole lip with this Rimmel liner in Natural. Just fill it all in. And then I'm going to outline with my NYX pencil lip liner in brown. This is pretty dark, so be careful. I just can't find my MAC pencil, so I'm just using this one. Just use it really light to outline the lips. And then for lipstick, I'm going in with a Makeup Geek lipstick in Innocent. This is a gorgeous peachy nude, and I love that it's matte, but not so matte that it makes my lips feel dry and crackly. And looking. And then just to top it off with some gloss, this is a Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Gloss in Peach Petal. Just right into the center of the lip. And that is it. I think it's the perfect holiday party or night out look if you want to do something a little more special, a little more glitzy and glam. I love this pigment. I've gotten so many of her pigments that I want to do more tutorials with them. Coming very soon, and I am going to be uploading every other day on this channel, so I've got lots of great videos coming to your way. I've got my makeup starter kit, I've got dupe videos, more tutorials, hair tutorial, you name it. And I also want to hear from you specifically what you want to see, so make sure you comment down below. I'm really excited to be kind of really, since now like a lot of the hectic out of the cooking the cooking world is starting to calm down a bit. I'm really excited to ramp up this channel and all of my channels as much as I can, because I love being able to share bits and pieces of my life with you. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed spending time with me. All the products will be listed down below. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.